This is part 1 in designing apps in Keynote. The first thing we need to do is set up our computer so that we have some tools available for Keynote. So we need to open a web browser and go to a website. It's called Developerapplecom. And this is a website that Apple makes for people that develop apps. Now when the page loads for you, you can have a scroll up and down and have a look for some things. There's lots and lots of information on there. We're going to go to the Design tab up the top. And one of the first links that's available is to download what's called SF symbols. SF is short for San Francisco. So I'm going to click on that and download that file. And we're just going to keep going. As you can see, there's a lot of information here for different things. Now, we're going to be looking for the area called the Human Interface Guidelines. So we're going to click on that link. Human Interface Guidelines can be shortened to HIG. Now, as we scroll down, we can see SF symbols is available again, but we're looking for this area here where it's got iOS and all these different templates that we can use. And the bottom one is download for Keynote. So that's the other file we need. And all we have to do is wait for these files to download. Once the files are downloaded, we should end up with a couple of DMG files, compressed files, in our downloads folder. So the first thing I'm going to do is install SF symbols, and this is an application. So when I double click on the DMG file, I then need to open the installer. And that's just a matter of hitting continue a couple of times, agreeing, hitting install, and using some sort of password for your computer. I get to use my finger. Okay, once that's done, yes, I'm going to move that to the trash. That will just clean my computer up a bit. With that installed, I just need to search for that, or I can look for it in my applications folder. I'm just going to do a spotlight search for SF, and there's SF symbols. And this little app opens and it shows you all these symbols that Apple has made that we can use in our apps. We can actually refer to them in code. We'll do that later. But for now, we get to use all these little cool icons that look very much at home on an iPhone app. Let's just close that for now. We're going to return to our downloads area, or our recent files in my case, but I'm going to open the Keynote document that we downloaded as well. This one's a bit trickier because it gives us a folder of files to use. So I'm just going to go to my downloads area and drag that folder out. And then I get this folder with a couple of things in. One of them is a Keynote document, and the other one is some extra files. We're going to have a go at putting this iOS colors file in our computer. And if I double click, I get an error message. So luckily enough, there's some instructions for us to follow. So it says when we're in Finder, we need to go up to Go and choose Library, but we'll have to hold down the Option key. So when I hit down Go, oh look, there's no library, but as I tap the Option key, Library appears. So I go down to Library. And then I'm looking for a folder called Colors. And then returning to that folder, which I've kind of lost. So I'm just going to open a new Finder window. Go to that folder, which is in my downloads area. I'm going to just drag that colors file over. Okay, so that's done. So basically there, we're all set up, ready to go. And let's check out, I think, that Keynote file. Returning to our downloads folder, let us now open that Keynote. I'm going to go downloads, iOS 12 Keynote, and then open that Keynote document. Once that opens, it may look a bit unusual for Keynote for you, but pretty much it is just your slideshow with all these different slides, and they're all indented because they're all grouped together. You can see that we can see all different colors which we can take and use. And as we go down, there's all these like screenshots of templates. If I have a good look here, you can see that I can see some of those files. And this area here is an interesting one that you might not have used before. It lists all the objects in our slide and we can click on them and actually select them. And this could be really important in what we're doing. You can turn that view on if you click on the document sort of browser area and choose the object browser. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. So have a look at that document and you can see there's lots of cool things available. So here's like a notification and there's all different parts. It's quite cleverly done and really, really helpful for us to then be able to select the component that we might want to use in our own Keynote. I'm just clicking around showing you some of the different things that you can do. There's even dark mode stuff there. So if you want to show your app in dark mode as well, those options are available too. So what I suggest you do is when you open this is to have a good look around, get a feel for what's available. Now, one thing you might have noticed, this is for iOS 12. So some of the assets might look a bit different to iOS 13, but essentially it will get us a good design app. In the next movie, we'll actually start using this file and helping you create your own design. So I'll see you in that one.